A new rivalry is emerging in Central America, one that could reshape global trade. For over a century, the Panama Canal has been the world's maritime shortcut, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific. But now, a challenger rises, the Nicaragua Canal, a $50 billion project, backed by Chinese investment. This isn't just about shipping, it's a geopolitical power play between the US and China. The Nicaragua Canal promises to handle ships too large for Panama, offering a new route for global commerce. For the US, it's a direct challenge to its influence in the region. For China, it's a bold move to secure trade routes and expand its reach. For Nicaragua, it's a gamble for economic transformation. As construction begins, the world watches. Will this canal usher in a new era, or become a cautionary tale of ambition? The battle for the world's waterways has begun. The Panama Canal, since its grand opening in 1914, has stood as a marvel of human engineering and ambition. It was a project that took years of planning, immense effort, and the lives of thousands of workers, but its completion changed the world forever. The canal quickly became a linchpin of global trade, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans and transforming international shipping routes. By slicing through the Isthmus of Panama, it cut shipping routes by thousands of miles, saving not just time and money, but also countless lives that would have been lost on longer, more dangerous journeys around South America. The canal's original dimensions were so influential that they defined the maximum size of ships, known as Panamax, for generations, shaping the very design of vessels worldwide. But as global trade expanded and economies grew, so did the ships. Vessels became larger, carrying more cargo than ever before, pushing the limits of what the canal could handle. In response, Panama undertook a massive $5 billion expansion in 2016, constructing new locks to allow the passage of even larger Neo-Panamax vessels, ensuring the canal remained relevant in a changing world. Yet, despite this ambitious upgrade, even the new locks can't accommodate the world's largest ships, post-Panamax supertankers and mega-container vessels that now dominate the seas. These giants, essential to the modern global supply chain, remain too big for Panama's historic shortcut, forcing them to seek alternative routes. This limitation has exposed a vulnerability in the canal's dominance and opened the door for the possibility of a new, even bigger canal to challenge Panama's supremacy. The world of shipping is always evolving with new technologies and bigger ships, and now the race to build the next great shortcut is truly on. The question remains: who will control the future of global trade, and which nation will shape the next century of commerce? The answer to this high-stakes question may lie just north of Panama, where new possibilities are being explored. The stakes have never been higher. The world is watching, waiting to see who will seize the next era of maritime dominance. Enter the Nicaragua Grand Canal, a project of staggering ambition. At 173 miles, it would dwarf Panama's 51-mile route, cutting a massive swath across Nicaragua. Backed by Chinese billionaire Wang Jing and the HKND Group, the canal's $50 billion price tag includes ports, an airport, and free trade zones. China's goal, a trade route independent of US influence, capable of handling the world's largest ships. For Nicaragua, it's a promise of jobs and prosperity, a chance to double its GDP and escape poverty. The canal would offer a direct path for supercarriers, saving shipping companies millions per voyage. But the project's scale raises questions. Can it succeed where others have failed? Who truly benefits? Nicaragua or foreign investors? The dream is grand, but the risks are just as immense. The world waits to see if this vision will become reality. Panama versus Nicaragua, a clash of old and new, tradition and ambition. These two nations stand at the crossroads of global commerce, each with a vision to shape the future of international trade. Panama's canal, stretching 51 miles from coast to coast, is state-owned and operated, a symbol of national pride and sovereignty. For over a century, it has been the lifeblood of Panama's economy and a vital artery for world shipping. In contrast, Nicaragua's proposed canal would span a staggering 173 miles, cutting through lakes and forests. It would be privately controlled by a Chinese company, with a lease that could last up to 100 years, raising questions about long-term national control. Panama's expanded locks now accommodate ships carrying up to 14,000 containers, a feat of modern engineering. Nicaragua, however, aims even higher, planning to handle vessels with 25,000 containers and the world's largest supertankers, potentially shifting the balance of maritime power. The cost of progress is steep. Panama's recent expansion came in at $525 billion, a massive investment, but one that has already paid dividends in increased traffic and revenue. Nicaragua's canal, on the other hand, is projected to cost at least $50 billion, and that figure keeps rising. Financing such a mega project is a monumental challenge, with risks that could impact the entire region. Sovereignty is at stake. Panama maintains full control over its canal, a hard-won victory after decades of foreign oversight. Nicaragua, by contrast, faces the possibility of ceding control to foreign interests, sparking protests and heated debate among its people. The idea of a Nicaraguan canal isn't new. In fact, it was once America's preferred route for a transoceanic canal, before political maneuvering and the threat of volcanoes tipped the scales in favor of Panama. Now, history circles back. Nicaragua stands poised to challenge Panama's dominance, hoping to carve out its own place in the annals of global trade. The engineering, financial, and political hurdles are enormous. Building a canal of this scale requires not just money but international cooperation, environmental safeguards, and political will. But if completed, the Nicaragua Canal could redefine global shipping, offering a new route for the world's largest vessels and potentially lowering costs for shippers everywhere. Or it could become the world's most expensive unfinished project, a cautionary tale of ambition outpacing reality, leaving scars on the landscape and economy. The stakes are nothing less than the future of hemispheric trade, with billions of dollars and countless jobs hanging in the balance. The world is watching closely, waiting to see which vision will shape the next century of global commerce. The Nicaragua Canal is more than just an ambitious engineering feat. It's rapidly becoming a geopolitical flashpoint that could reshape the balance of power in the Western Hemisphere. For over a century, the U.S. has considered Central America its backyard, with the Panama Canal serving as a symbol of American influence and control over global trade routes. Now, the prospect of a Chinese-operated canal in Nicaragua directly challenges that dominance, signaling a dramatic shift in regional power dynamics. For China, this project is a bold strategic move within its Belt and Road Initiative, aimed at securing vital trade routes and projecting economic and political power deep into the Americas. The canal's construction could force Latin American nations to carefully navigate between two competing superpowers, potentially reshaping long-standing alliances and trade relationships across the region. Some countries may find new opportunities and benefit from the rivalry, leveraging investments and infrastructure improvements, yet others could be caught in the crossfire, facing political pressure, social unrest, or even economic instability as the competition intensifies. The existence of two competing canals could lower global shipping costs and increase efficiency for international trade, but it also raises the risk of political conflict and military standoffs. What happens if tensions between the US and China escalate over control of these vital waterways? Could access to a canal become a powerful bargaining chip in future global disputes, affecting everything from trade to diplomacy? The era of a single, stable shipping route is ending, giving way to a new age of uncertainty and competition. Central America is now a stage for great power competition, with the world's attention focused on every development. The world's supply chains and its politics are entering uncharted waters, where every decision could have far-reaching consequences. The stakes are truly global, and the consequences remain unpredictable as nations and markets react to this shifting landscape. The world is watching closely as a new world order begins to emerge before our eyes. For Nicaragua, the canal is a beacon of hope, a symbol of possibility and a brighter future for many, yet it is also a source of deep anxiety. The government promises jobs, prosperity, and a transformed economy for all, but many economists doubt the canal's financial viability and long-term benefits, fearing it could leave the country in debt if shipping demand falls short of expectations. The human cost is high. Tens of thousands could be displaced from their ancestral homes, indigenous lands, and fragile ecosystems threatened. Protests have erupted, with communities fearing the loss of land, identity, and culture. Critics warn that most skilled jobs may go to foreigners, leaving locals with little benefit or opportunity. The deal with HKND lacks transparency, fueling suspicion and growing unrest. For many, the canal is a risky bet, one that could bring either salvation or devastating ruin. The dream of prosperity is shadowed by the ever-present fear of broken promises. As of October 2025, the Nicaragua Canal's future is uncertain, Delays, financial doubts, and fierce opposition have stalled progress. The environmental risks are enormous. Lake Nicaragua's water supply and vital ecosystems hang in the balance. Dredging could contaminate drinking water and devastate wildlife. The world wonders, will the canal ever be completed, or will it join the ranks of history's great unfinished projects? The answer depends on economics, politics, and the will of the people. Two paths lie ahead: a new era of trade and rivalry, or a cautionary tale of overreach. The fate of Central America, and the balance of power between the US and China, hang in the balance. The world is watching, and the outcome will echo for generations. The journey through uncharted waters has only just begun.